My husband told me that marrying me made his life harder, so I stopped being his wife. My husband Ryan and I had been married for 7 years when he said the words that changed everything. We were arguing about him forgetting our anniversary dinner reservation, and he exploded saying marrying me had made his life so much harder than when he was single. He said before me he could do whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, and now he had to think about someone else all the time. He said having a wife was like having a second job he never asked for. He actually listed all the ways I'd made his life difficult. Having to text when he'd be late, having to consider my opinion on purchases, having to attend my work events, having to spend time with my family, having to remember dates and birthdays. He said single guys had it so much easier, and he envied his unmarried friends who had freedom. I asked if he wanted a divorce and he said no, that was too much hassle. He just wanted me to stop making his life so complicated. So I decided to stop being his wife. Not legally, just practically. I stopped doing everything a wife would do. The next morning, I didn't make his coffee or pack his lunch like I'd done every day for 7 years. Ryan asked where his lunch was, and I said making it would complicate his life. I stopped doing his laundry, stopped picking up his dry cleaning, stopped making dinner. When he complained he had nothing clean to wear, I said washing his clothes would make his life harder since he'd have to be grateful. I stopped planning anything. His mother's birthday came and went without a card because remembering would have been too much pressure for him. His boss invited us to dinner and I didn't respond because coordinating schedules would complicate things. His friends asked why I never came out anymore, and I told them Ryan found having a wife around made everything harder. I stopped being emotional support. When he had a terrible day at work and wanted to vent, I said listening might make him feel obligated to ask about my day too, and that would be complicated. When he was sick, I didn't bring him medicine or soup because taking care of him might make him feel like he owed me care in return. I stopped handling household management. Bills went unpaid because I didn't want to burden him with financial discussions. The refrigerator stayed empty because grocery planning together would be too complex. The house got dirty because discussing chore division would make his life harder. When his brother asked why our house was a disaster, Ryan said I'd stopped cleaning, and his brother asked why Ryan couldn't clean his own house. Ryan started eating takeout every night, wearing wrinkled clothes to work, missing important dates. His coworkers noticed and asked if everything was okay at home. He said I'd stopped doing wife things, and his female coworker Helen said that sounded like he'd been relying on unpaid labor and was now experiencing normal adult responsibilities. His single friends he envied so much came over and saw the chaos. They said their places were clean and organized because they took care of themselves like adults. Ryan said it was different because he had a wife who should be doing these things. His friend Tony, who was actually single, said that was exactly the entitled attitude that would keep Ryan helpless forever. The breaking point was when Ryan's mother Dorothy came to stay for a week. She called a month ahead and Ryan forgot to tell me because I usually handled his family visits. She showed up to a filthy house, no guest room prepared, no food in the refrigerator. Ryan frantically tried to clean while she stood there appalled. He begged me to help, and I said that would complicate his life with expectations. Dorothy asked what was going on, and Ryan said I'd stopped being a proper wife. Dorothy asked what that meant, and Ryan explained how I'd made his life harder with all my wife duties, so I'd stopped doing them. Dorothy stared at him, then asked if he was seriously complaining that having a partner who cooked, cleaned, and cared for him was making his life difficult. She asked if he knew what she'd gone through raising him alone after his father left, doing everything herself while working 2 jobs. She said Ryan had no idea what a hard life actually looked like. Dorothy spent her visit teaching Ryan basic life skills he'd never learned because I'd always done everything. She taught him to use the washing machine, to meal prep, to clean a bathroom. She was disgusted that her 35-year-old son couldn't function without a woman serving him. She told him his father had said the same thing about marriage being too hard right before abandoning them. While Dorothy taught Ryan to cook basic meals, she told me I should leave him. She said she'd failed as a mother raising a man who thought partnership was a burden. Ryan heard her and started crying. Full story on channel. Link below.